Hello, everyone. This is Jim from Hanson's Am Life. Today, I wanted to tell you about what it's like, well, after 2 years in Dumaguete, what is it that I miss the most about the U.S.? Well, first of all, I miss my mom. She's in a nursing home. She's been in hospice and out, and she's 94 years old, and I haven't seen her in a couple of years. We call her. Um, I'd like to see her. I'd like to see my son and his family, uh, Matt and Patricia and Olive, my granddaughter. Uh, Another thing I miss is American food. The food that we had in Texas was different, and it was different from here. It was good, like pizza. Pizza from Papa Murphy's, where they made the pizza, you took it home and you baked it. The crust was kind of thin and it was loaded with ingredients. It was great. Um, there was burgers like Five Guys Burgers or In and Out Burger. Steak. Steak. Oh my God. I haven't had a steak in years. Um, Saltgrass Steakhouse. It's a chain, and they're around. I have had steaks at places like the Mansion down on Turtle Creek. I have not been to Three Forks, but these are great steak places. Um, Thai food. We used to get Thai food at Tioga in Denton. It was great. It was one of our favorite places to go. I miss Tex-Mex. There was a place that we went to in Gainesville called El Tapadio, and Las Mariachis. Those two Tex-Mex places, Las Mariachis was probably our favorite. Um, Brussels sprouts. I miss Brussels sprouts. Well, it's one of my favorite foods, and we haven't had them here in the Philippines. I don't know if they have them anywhere. Maybe not in Dumaguete. I miss cherry pie and apple pie, especially with a scoop of ice cream on it, like Bluebell ice cream. That was great. Another thing that they don't have here is the kind of donuts that we had in the U.S., like in Texas, glazed donuts. Get them nice and fresh in the morning, warm. They were great. I miss the four seasons, the weather in the U.S. We had four seasons. Winter was cold, autumn was cold but not too cold, and maybe warm during the day, cold at night, and the trees were changing color. It was so beautiful. Springtime in Texas, all the wildflowers, bluebonnets, they were growing crazy down in the hill country. Oh my God. Um, Summers in Texas, if you went outside, you needed to have shade or cold water that you could recreate in. It was hot. Um, I miss the American restaurants. What you got there was the different kind of service, where they would come and take your order, and usually it didn't take very long. I mean, if they did, it was considered bad service. And they took your order, they would check back on you, let you know the food was coming, and they bring you your food, and they check back in a little while, make sure everything was okay, and then they'd ask if you were ready for the receipt. They'd say something like, whenever you're ready, let me know, and they'd bring you the receipt. Here in the Philippines, it's different. Customer service is just not a it's not a skill in Dumaguete, that's for sure. I mean, they're nice, but they don't have the customer service skills. Um, American shopping. I wasn't crazy about Walmart, but I'd love to have a Walmart here. You could go in there, you could find, almost anything you needed between Walmart, Target, Lowe's, and Home Depot. That you could find the essentials there, just whatever you needed. And there was all kinds of malls that had specialty shops, and much different than Dumaguete. These are things I miss. TV and the internet. When we moved here to Dumaguete, the internet, the fastest we could get was 30 megabits. Now they have about 1 gigabit. When we were in the U.S., when we left, fastest you could get was, I think, 1.5 gigabit. I don't know what they have available now. TV, even the free over-the-air TV. They had a lineup of TV shows, and if you watched it all day, you wouldn't see the same thing 2 or 3 times. They just don't have enough selection on the TV. And being retired, I have a lot of time, and I do watch TV too much. The American highway system and the drivers. We had the interstate system, country roads. They were all pretty well maintained. I don't know, over the years I think they probably started deteriorating, and they're thinking about trying to fix them, but don't know if they have or not. I haven't been back there in a long time. American drivers, there were some that were pretty damn rude. They called it road rage. But most of the drivers, they followed the rules pretty much. We had laws, and we had speed limits, and we had law enforcement out patrolling. They'd sit out there on the side of the highway, shoot radar, and stop speeders. They would pull over reckless drivers, drunk drivers. If you had trouble, they would stop and help you. Just don't see that here in the Philippines. I mean, the PNP, they're probably a great organization. I don't know, but they never seem to be out patrolling much. And when they do, the only time I ever see them is like when they stop at a restaurant. Probably coincidence. I don't know, but you're out on the street, on the highways. Do you ever see a highway patrol or something like that? I know they have highway patrol up in Manila. They're on motorcycles. I don't know. It's just probably a matter of money. American businesses, the way they do business, most of them, they have a wide selection of items. You don't go into the store and usually they tell you, "Sorry, we don't carry that, sir," or "Out of stock, ma'am." Get that a lot here. And I'm sure that's money too, but I think a lot of it is the way that they manage their stores. They put stuff in there that's what you get. Probably supply chains are better, more well managed. One good thing about here in the Philippines is they employ a lot of people. A lot of clerks and salespeople, and for the most part, they're very, very helpful. You don't always get that in a U.S. mall. Not as many people there to help you. And getting back to the highway thing, the law enforcement, they get out and patrol, and if you need them, it's much easier to get a hold of them. You call 911, or I think it's 311 for a non-emergency call. You can call the police department directly, and they will send somebody out. It's not like here, it's against the law in Piapi to burn trash. At least according to my apartment manager. And she said that if there's people out there burning trash, that was one of the problems, burning trash. I miss having a local news channel where I can turn on the news and see what's going on in the local area. Like when we lived in the Dallas area, turn on one of a number of stations, and they at 6 o'clock the news started, and you could listen, and it's tell you what the big news items were for the day, the local, some national, and they had weather. And if we had a tornado in Texas, which is common, they would, on the TV station, they would let you know where it is. I mean, I remember watching it, and they were down to like, it's going to be at 13th Street and such in 15 minutes. And it pretty was. The technology with the radar, weather radars, is that it was there. And it's been a couple of years, so I don't know. There may be upgrades by then. We have been here in the Philippines. Got here just a little bit before the pandemic started. We had got here in September, decided we were going to go back in March, get some more stuff, bring it over here, visit the family, and take care of some business. Well, we made reservations, and we had to cancel them because they weren't allowing travel to Japan. And we canceled those, and next month we decided we'd try again. We'd go through Korea. Well, when we did that, Korea was having a problem. So we kind of put it off, and we got refunds from Expedia for the tickets from Japan or Korea to Dallas. And after about 6 months, we got refunds from Philippine Airlines. And well, it's been, it's going to be a year and 9 months now, and we still have not gotten our refund back for the tickets through Cebu Airlines. And we've been haggling with Cebu Airlines and TTOM, the travel agency here in Dumaguete, and it looks like it's TTOM's problem. At least the last thing was that they admitted that they had not refunded the money to us, and they don't seem to have records of much of anything. So we're still waiting on that, and hope to get that back soon, but it's not going to be what they owe us. It's just too much trouble. We're tired of that. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I miss about the U.S. We had planned on being able to go back like once a year. Pandemic's not allow us. We are vaccinated now, and we hope to go back soon. I wanted to buy some land in Colorado, but the piece of land that I wanted was there for about 6 months, but it's gone now. It's been sold. It was a great deal. 35 acres with a log house kit that the previous owner had bought and never put together, and they wanted $68,000. Well, the log house kit was probably worth a good portion of that, and they also had the well site survey done, and they had a road cut in for the driveway. So there was a lot of work done on it already, and I was really hoping to get it, as it had great views of the Sangria de Cristo Mountains, the snow-capped peaks, 14,000 foot peaks. I miss those. I miss the cool air. I miss trout fishing. One of my favorite places, Garden of the Gods, or the other one, Monument Valley. I really like going to those. Every time I go to Colorado, I always made sure to go to Garden of the Gods. I love that place. Kind of spiritual, I think. Anyway, we're hoping for the best in the near future. We'll be able to go back, visit, see my mom, hopefully before she dies, and take care of the business, straighten out the account with one of the local banks. They disabled our accounts because we weren't using it well. We used the other account for the ATM. They just all of a sudden sent a letter and email and said, your accounts have been disabled due to inactivity. So I'm going to have to go fight with them that. I need to renew my license. I need to re-register my car and make sure it's still running. I want to visit my son and his family. There's so many things that I want to do, have not been able to do it. Well, the future, that's up ahead, and I'm hoping that it will be better times. The world's maybe getting a hold of this COVID virus, and maybe we'll get things to where it's never going to be back to normal. It's just going to be something like the annual flu that we're going to have to deal with. Hopefully when they get everyone vaccinated or get to a herd immunity and the virus is not able to live so well, then people will start being able to live a normal life, be able to travel, be able to go to restaurants and to movie theaters. I have not been to a movie for, well, just shortly after we got here, we went to a couple movies and then they shut down the movie theater. It's been kind of a hard couple of years, and I'm ready to go visit. We haven't done any traveling here in the Philippines. I'm a high-risk patient, so I didn't want to get out in the area with COVID. At one time, Dumaguete was the hot spot in the Philippines for COVID. I don't think it is anymore. So I hope that if you're in the Philippines, you get to go home if you want to, or if you don't want to, just, if you get to travel around the Philippines, things get back to normal, where we don't have to wear masks. But right now we need to do what it takes to get the problem solved. We've always had issues with students, always had to have vaccinations before they went to school. Always. Well, at least in my lifetime. The face mask? No, we haven't. And it's not a right to be able to, that you have to wear it and you're taking away a right. What they're doing is practicing public health precautions. Please do your part. I'm tired of this being stuck in one place. So, I don't know how this video will be viewed by everyone. I hope that maybe you find the pictures that I'm going to put in the background. Maybe you bring back some memories, or make you wish that you could go visit there, maybe Filipinos or Brits or Aussies, Canadians. I have been to England, I've been to Canada, I have not been to Australia. It's on my bucket list. It'd be nice to get out and travel again. So anyway, those are the things that I miss about not being able to go to the US. And if you have things that you miss, let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to hear from you. You guys have been awful quiet. So, thanks a lot, and I hope to see you in the next video.